Thanks for joining us here at noon. It is hard to miss driving into downtown Louisville today. You're getting a sneak peek of the balloon glow hitting the waterfront tonight, one of the Kentucky Derby Festival's signature events. And better yet, it's taking place over 2 days this year, which should help with a lot of the families with little ones. Meteorologist Alden German is down at Kroger's Festival on the waterfront, which just opened about an hour ago. Looking to be a great weekend weather-wise. Alden.
Yeah, Brooke, it is going to be a nice weekend. It just opened an hour ago, so there isn't too much of a crowd out here yet, but you can definitely smell all the food that's being cooked at the moment. I smell a bunch of desserts, specifically something that kind of smells like chocolate chip cookies, so I might have to go hunt those down. But the weather today is going to be very nice for it. Sun is shining very brightly. Our temperatures are in the 50s currently across the region, and because of all that sunshine, we obviously don't have any clouds around either. We're sitting in the lower 50s across much of the area at the moment. And if you remember yesterday, today is going to be pretty much a copy and paste day, just like that. Looking at that hourly planner over the next 16 hours, we'll continue to see sunshine today, mostly sunny skies. We'll see a few clouds as the afternoon goes on, but temperatures will be very similar to yesterday in the middle to upper 60s, which is just a little bit below normal. But if you do want to come out to Festivale, I would recommend you do so maybe later today. Tomorrow, not going to be too bad of a day, but we are going to see increased rain chances in the afternoon, so you might need to bring an umbrella with you if you are planning to come down. But it's still going to be out here before the day before Derby, so you still have plenty of opportunities to get out here, and the weekend looking very, very nice. I'll preview that weekend forecast coming up, Brooke.
Alden, thank you. We are getting an idea of what this year's property reassessment looks like, along with Louisville's real estate market. It's in the annual report. The Property Evaluation Administrator assessed 3 different areas in Jefferson County. More than 96,000 notices will be going out to locals affected starting at noon tomorrow. Specifically for those of you who are in the Highlands, Shelby Park, Nulu, and Germantown area. And then there's Area 3, which includes St. Matthews, Clifton, and Crescent Hill. Area 7 includes Hikes Point, J-Town, and most of you east of Bardstown Road in Fisherville. And here's why this matters. These assessments will affect taxes that help fund our schools, fire departments, and other essential services.
I hope that at some point in the near future, the legislature will entertain looking at some solution to erratic real estate markets that will be a fair and equitable way for assessing property, and taxpayers will not be at risk of problems paying their tax bill.
The inspection period runs until May 20th. Now, over the years, people have appealed their assessments, but officials say those appeals, the numbers have dropped by 2%. We'll have a full breakdown on today's PVA assessment tonight, beginning at 4 o'clock. Well, we are getting our first look at ElderServe's brand new Adult Day Center.
1, 2, 3.
There you have it, the official ribbon cutting there. For over 60 years, ElderServe has been helping older adults overcome social isolation and maintain their independence so they can live with dignity. The new renovated space will offer services for memory care and cognitive function, along with recreational activities.
In designing this facility, we ensured that it would be more than just a place for care. We wanted it to be a facility, a home of joy, peace, and compassion.
The state contributed $1 million to the renovations of the center. Well, today we will get a better idea of what next year's city budget looks like. Mayor Craig Greenberg is set to present his recommendations to Metro Council. In a tweet, the mayor says he went through the budget line by line to make decisions that needed to be made to address the biggest priorities of our city. And last year's proposal, you may remember, funds were directed to areas such as public safety programs, LMPD, and the city's housing crisis. Earlier this year, Mayor Greenberg revealed his plan to bring more affordable housing to Louisville through his My Louisville Home strategy, which involves creating and preserving 15,000 units of affordable housing by 2027. He also wants to help low-income families become homeowners through the city's down payment assistance program. So Mayor Greenberg will present this budget today at 4 o'clock. We'll be there and bring you the most up-to-date information online and on air. There you have it, 2 new schools, one step closer to serving students in our area. The first one is a new all-girls school in West Louisville. The mayor joined dozens of state and city leaders for yesterday's groundbreaking of the new West End school. And then the all-boys WEB Du Bois Academy also celebrated the start of its construction. Our Connor Steffen and photojournalist Emma Gefter have a preview of the multi-million-dollar plans.
2, 3.
And it is now the appropriate time to invest in our students in JCPS.
A $62 million investment set to benefit thousands of students of color.
I do all of this because I am a valued part of this community.
And now WEB Du Bois Middle School and High School are set to be reimagined.
Because if we have a school that's for black boys, why not have a school that's for black boys in a black neighborhood?
With construction on the future all-boys school underway, JCPS is expecting to enroll 1,000 students between grades 6 and 12 by 2026.
There is no school like this in America.
And for students, the wait is well worth it.
At our new campus, we will have new supplies and new equipment and new classrooms.
The 3-story, 185,000 square foot school will feature 65 classrooms, 2 gyms with separate locker rooms for middle and high schoolers, and a storm shelter. Across the way in West Louisville, a historic investment in a long underserved community.
There is nothing like having access to better education right in your own backyard.
And it's so exciting to see that young women are now going to be part of this initiative and this important educational institution in our community.
A who's who of community and business leaders gathered to usher in the next era of the West End School, an all-girls school looking to welcome some 150 girls by August 2025. The plan for the school is to start with pre-K, kindergarten, 1st and 2nd grade, adding an additional grade to the school every year.
The school for the girls, it'll be a place where they can then really find their own passions. They can find their own talents.
First announced in 2022, the all-girls school comes after a successful 19-year run for the all-boys West End School.
I think it's developed such a special reputation and has graduated so many fine young men that the girls deserve that same treatment.
In Louisville, Connor Steffen, WHAS11, on your side.
The new WEB Du Bois Academy is scheduled to open for the 2026 school year. It's part of a JCPS plan to build 20 new schools in the next decade. A turf athletic field and stadium will also be built on that same site. A group of people living in West Louisville are suing to stop a controversial tax in their district. It's called a TIF, and the group says it's unconstitutional. It was passed in 2021. The nonprofit West End Opportunity Partnership is responsible for collecting and using money from that tax to revitalize all 9 of Louisville's West End neighborhoods, including Russell. And that's the neighborhood where the association president, Jackie Floyd, lives. She says a lot of issues with that tax stem from a lack of transparency between residents and officials.
Most people have never heard of a TIF. If we had been educated, if our elected officials had been keeping us informed on this is what they were coming down to, a TIF, okay? And took the time to educate the community and being more forthcoming, honest, then that would make a difference in the reaction that we're getting now from the TIF.
The lawsuit lists the nonprofit as a defendant, as well as Louisville Metro government and the Kentucky Department of Revenue. The group filing that suit claims the TIF targets a specific individual, object, or locale and is taking money away from the public school system. The West End Opportunity Partnership is vowing to fight those claims. Police are looking for people involved in a deadly shooting that ended in a crash in downtown Louisville. It happened just after 5 o'clock last night at 10th and Broadway near the TARC headquarters. Officials said they found a car in a crash involving several vehicles. A man found shot inside one of those cars died at the scene. We're told another person was hurt and taken to the hospital. If you have any information about that shooting or the crash, call the anonymous tip line at 574-LMPD. A Louisville man has been sentenced for his role in a deadly crash in 2021. Last month, 28-year-old Rashawn Mosley pleaded guilty to rear-ending a truck on the 2nd Street Bridge. That crash sent the truck into a steel beam, resulting in the deaths of Teddy and Joya Brock. Mosley admitted to speeding on that bridge and later running from the scene. He'll spend 10 years behind bars for manslaughter and wanton endangerment.